welcome to Thomas Deng, who's also at his first World Cup. And I don't have a fun fact about Tommy Deng, only that he's very good mates with Awa Mabil, and he's eagerly awaiting Awa's arrival in camp, which is only hours away. They grew up together in Adelaide. So you're looking forward to Awa joining you soon, Tommy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I spoke to Awa earlier. He was at the airport, so looking forward to catching up with him. For both of us, it's a dream come true. We've known each other since we were kids, and we made our debuts together, and to now be at a World Cup together is a fantastic feeling.
Thomas, congratulations on being here, mate. What was that last 48 hours like when you're waiting for a text message or a phone call, and then it eventually came through? You've had your injury worries this year as well, so you've been stressing about that. So taking all that into account, when it hit you, what was it like?
Yeah, very frantic 48 hours. And luckily I had my girlfriend in Japan, and she helped me to calm down and and just be patient. So when I got the text from James, the team manager, saying I was in the FIFA World Cup squad, it was surreal. I ran to her and woke her up, and she was ecstatic for me. She was so happy and and overjoyed.
What were you flipping out for that 48 hours? Were you pacing hallways and
Yeah, just pacing up and down. Not knowing what was going to happen was the most worrying part.
And mate, now that you're here, can you just give us an insight into your sort of first impressions and the mentality within the squad at the moment, and how the boys are feeling?
Yeah, the feeling in the camp is fantastic. We're still waiting on a few boys to arrive, but it's been good so far. We had a fantastic facility here. The staff have been great with us, and I think we're in a really good environment to focus. Especially on the first game in a few days.
And just on that, we spoke to Mitch a bit about the challenge in front of you, which is, I guess, impossible to ignore. You're facing the world champions first up. Can you talk about the sort of mentality you go into that match with, and potentially coming up against some of the biggest names in world football?
Yeah, definitely it's going to be a tough game, playing the defending champions. But for us, as long as we we focus on what we do best, and we have full confidence in ourselves, and we believe in our game plan, I think anything's possible.
You come into this, well, the Socceroos come into this squad with a couple of injury concerns about some of the guys who might be playing your position as well. Do you look at Harry and Kai and go, I really need to bring even more to this squad to make sure that the pressure is kept up on those two?
Not really. We have a really good culture here, and the team gets along with everyone. So for me, I've got full confidence in all my teammates. And if I get the opportunity to play, if not, I'm gonna support them no matter what.
Are you likely to be as nervous before the team naming as you were before the squad naming?
Probably, probably won't sleep, but I'll be fully focused and ready to make my country proud.
Tommy, I know the last camp you and Awa spent a lot of time with Garang Kuol, the new face, who's obviously made the cut for this World Cup, and he's coming in again on unbelievable form for the Mariners. I'm sure you saw his goals and what he's been doing recently. I mean, you know the kid pretty well now, and we saw you both got a good sense of humour from the video the Socceroos posted a couple of weeks ago, which was pretty funny gear. He just doesn't seem bothered at all by the things that are put in front of him. Is that the reality from what you can see with Garang?
Yeah, he's just a wonderful kid. Full of confidence, and he's come in here, and everyone loves him, everyone gets along with him, and for me and Awa, we've just tried to look after him and make his transition a lot easier, and I'm just so happy that he's got this opportunity to experience a World Cup at 18 years old. It's definitely gonna have or better his career. And I think he has a really bright future.
And on a similar note, I know one of the proudest moments of your life/career was when you made your debut with ABA for the Socceroos. There's now 3 Sudanese Australians in the squad, 4 African Australians in the squad if you count Bacchus there. I mean, how significant is that for you, do you think, not only just for the future of football in Australia with the talent that's coming through, but also just as a reflection of the nation as it really is?
Yeah, definitely. It shows the diversity in Australia now. And I think it doesn't matter the background or where you're from, as long as you work hard for your opportunity, things will happen. And, me, Awa and Goreng, and also Keanu, we've worked hard for this moment, and also all the other players. So it's a dream come true for us, but, it has a greater cause, and, there's many children, ethnic children as well, that look up to us, and it gives them, a great sense of hope.
I was just going to ask about the air-conditioned stadiums and the conditions of playing inside them. I know Australia seemed to use that to their advantage in the crucial Peruvian qualifier. Can you kind of give a bit of an explanation to me about like how different it is to play in those conditions and what sort of an advantage that might give the Socceroos who've played there before?
Playing in the air condition?
In those conditions, like what does it do differently, with the ball and so, like Arnie's described it as playing on like glass or that sort of thing.
Yeah, the conditions I think are great here. Having the air conditioned stadiums. I didn't experience it with the qualifiers, obviously, but I experienced it last year with the Olympics in Japan. We played in a dome, and it just makes it a lot easier to play and to focus on the game.
But the way the ball kind of moves, does it do anything differently? Because I remember Arnie saying it felt like the ball played differently. Did you feel that in Japan or no?
No, not for me.
Thomas, you're quick. You Mbappe quick?
Not at all, mate. I wish I had that pace.
It's around the mark, though. It's around. Have you thought about sharing a pitch with those guys?
Yeah, we always dream of playing against these guys. Watching the Champions League and watching the European leagues. You always wonder how it would be to come up against them, and to have the opportunity now. I'm just excited to see what will happen.
You just mentioned, Tommy, that the boys watch Champions League and watch these French players week in, week out. I'm pretty sure the French players probably don't watch too much A-League, J2, second Bundesliga, things like this. Is there a chance? I mean, it seems to happen sometimes when Australia faces bigger nations. They take you guys for granted. They look at things on paper and they look at Australia as a football nation and they think we should be more than good enough to do this. Do you think there's a chance they could take you lightly if that's their approach?
From what I remember from the last World Cup, Pogba was saying, Australia was their toughest game. So I think this time around it will be totally different. They probably are watching the A-League or, watching the J2 just to make sure that, they know every player and, tactically they can be set up better.